Heavy fog draped over Melbourne. Inside, not too bad. Some seeping in. Umpires tonight, McBurney, Avon and Nichols. And away we go. One down by Campbell. Hodge was upended. Carrazzo to Walker inside the centre square. Beautiful pass for Voller. Had it punched away. Lappin had it stolen. Hodge has got it. Swings it to the outer side. McGlynn leads in the race. Tracking him is Gibbs. Gibbs has got him too. Put it down. Should have been a free kick to the Blues. Well done, Gibbs. To Simpson. In trouble out there is Waite. Gets the hand pass away. Bentic on the outer side towards full forward. Up in front for Voller. Spills. Brown. One bounce. Measures the hand pass. Nicely worked. Lewis. Back to Campbell Brown. The short one. This is Boyle. Releases it beautifully into the path of Ladson, and he hits Bateman on the lead. Wonderful end-to-end stuff.
Interestingly, Campbell Brown started on Jared Waite, but when Jared Waite pushed right up the ground to get the ball almost at the wing, Campbell Brown allowed him to go outside the 50. He stayed back, and he was then part of the counter-attack then by the Hawks.
Chance Bateman will kick from just inside the 50. Starts it right, hangs it out there behind. Opening score of the night.
Whitnell started in defence. He's picking up Jared Roughhead, and at the other end for Voller in the goal square, and he's being picked up by Steve Gillam.
Houlihan got it from Simpson. Some danger there, but okay in the end. Thornton in the back pocket, down the line. Ackland was the target, couldn't quite, and then Bentic missed it. So it was Smith able to bang it back in, and Crode waits for it and takes it. Turnovers hurt you in modern day footy, don't they?
Well, that's the spot where they really do hurt you. If you don't clear the ball quickly and cleanly, it comes back, and most of the time the forwards have stayed back inside the 50 and they're on their own.
So Crode, who had the job on Hall last week, but because Franklin's not there, he goes forward and kicks from 35 metres and makes a terrible mess of it.
Oh, gee, wasn't dying wondering, though, was he? I watched him in the warm-up. He was kicking the ball from outside 50 off 2 steps through the goals.
Took it well. No sign of Crode rage in the pocket. This is Thornton. Just chips it up to half back. Scotland a little too quick with the release. Follows up. Pinpoints it nicely. Bannister, they're running at every chance. Bentic run down by Sewell. Gee, he's a developing player, Sewell.
That's great defensive play by him.
Heard the call from the ump. Crawford, sweeping hand pass. Gillam had to wait. Mitchell held up, kicks inside the forward 50. In front, Scotland. Enjoying a wonderful season, Heath Scotland. Third and the best and fairest last year. Averaging 25 possessions a game. This is Murphy, left half back. Up to the wing. Walker let it bounce. For Voller a long way up. Goes to Murphy. There's a whistle. Advantage is paid. Murphy went to Houlihan inside the centre square. Wiggins has got it.
Back to Murphy, and then Murphy's kick is so clever and finds Simpson inside 50.
He is such a smart player, Mark Murphy. Just lowered his eyes. He had a target, a longer target, but just saw Cade Simpson in some space at centre-half forward and just dropped it beautifully into his lap.
So many high draft picks out there, Tim, for both teams. Murphy, one of them. Walker, another. Hodge, Ellis, Roughhead. Gibbs, obviously. And Crode going back a bit. Simpson hooking and not quite getting it there, but Waite did just that. Well, you picked him as a key player tonight, Tim.
Go out.
And here he is.
I want you to come over a bit more.
He was unlucky that it was on the line of the goal square. Had it been in the goal square, he'd be lining up directly in front.
In the last 3 weeks, only Russell Robertson has kicked more goals in the comp than Waite, and he bangs it through.
As you can see, the Blues finding the football. Margin is 4 points. Ackland goes up and flicks it down, but straight to Mitchell, who was taken high. Mitchell on his knees plays onto Crawford, who goes back. Birchall inside the forward 50, getting a fist on it. Saddington roving the pack. Murphy, he appeared to be taken high, and he's going to get the free.
Initial tackle
Couldn't
high,
play the ball, Murphy, early in the game.
Great start by the youngster. Swings it wide. Whitnell, a veteran. What a contrast there. Chips it up shy of half forward. Simpson, Carrazzo on the burst. Carrazzo, brilliantly done. Favola within range.
Worrying sign in the early part for Hawthorn. Murphy getting a lot of the ball, and also Carrazzo and Simpson too, who's a very prolific ball winner and smart with the usage of the ball too.
Favola, he of the darting eyes, now is focused on goal. This would be a start the Blues would like. Their second goal, and Favola on the board, and he comes. That's a telling kick. It's a beauty.
Fev will be happy with that. He's just kicked 3 goals in the last 2 weeks, and the Blues have kicked 43 goals in that time. It's been one of the more unusual stats of the year, I would have thought.
It's old-fashioned Dennis Pagan coaching, isn't it? We saw that time and time again when he was coaching the Kangaroos.
So Carlton, accurate. And the Hawks missed a couple early. Lewis got it from Mitchell to Hodge, but it was a hot footy. Carrazzo pushed off it. Then Crawford not quite. Bannister couldn't quite either. Mitchell hands and knees. They just have to concede here. And then Campbell put Saul in the gun and then took it back off him. And then a squeezy kick around the body by Brown. But Carlton's pressure was good.
There seemed to be a pass the parcel back there at half forward, didn't there?
McBurney, Avon and Nichols. So the advantage given. No, Mitchell wanting to umpire at the same time. Well, he's got himself into all sorts of trouble. I'm not sure if that was Avon calling or not. I don't think it was. But Mitchell back to Saul, and then Saul back to Mitchell.
Nice work, Bruce. There goes the kick inside the 50, and the mark is taken down there by Boyle. Umpire Carrazzo was having none of it. He was chasing Mitchell.
And he's having plenty of it because he's already had 4 touches, Mitchell.
And as he went, Mitchell was arguing his case there. More butts than a proctologist planner. So Boyle from about 30 metres kicks, and kicks truly. It's arriving late at the Dome. You can see the fog in the background. Just waiting to see Basil Rathbone lined up there getting his ticket. Lewis, Hodge, well done Smith, Crawford down towards half forward. Pinpoint accuracy, Boyle. Now Hodge. Wonderful kick. Roughhead on the lead, takes the mark. And some of that fog is seeping in here to the Telstra Dome. A bit of mist you can see when you look towards the seating high directly across the Dome from us. Meantime, Roughhead, oblivious to all of that, just as well comes in and kicks a goal.
Roughhead's goal puts the Hawks in front, Ricky.
Yeah, well, Dennis Pagan's already made a change to Carlton's forward line. He's brought Lappin off the ground and put in Halpin to full forward, just to light up the size in the forward line alongside Favola and Waite.
So Jacobs back with him. So the goal scorers Waite, Favola, Boyle and Roughhead. So no surprises there. The men you'd expect to be high on the goal-kicking list. Ladson to Young. Now he's a long kick, Young, and that's exactly what he does. Gets it into the hot spot. Gee, Roughhead had a fair bit of that. He stopped it. Crawford, well done to Crode. Back to Crawford. Brilliantly played and misses, unfortunately. His acceleration there was fantastic.
He could have just kicked a drop punt then. He had plenty of opening in the goal there. You see a lot of players try and kick the banana on the run. It's not an easy kick to put across your boot.
Carlton, meantime, around the outer side. This is Scotland. Got it from Carrazzo. Half-distance kick, demanding a bit of Wiggins, who came hard. It was a beautiful kick. Found him on the chest. The end result. Fisher. Fine aerialist. He was going. Told to play on. Bad luck there for the Hawks. The kick inside the 50 was not touched. Marked by Taylor. Ladson. And now Jacobs. Kicks outside the defensive 50. Bateman. Always his ball. Well, Hawthorn doing what they don't normally do. They're moving it quickly. Birchall to centre half forward. Boyle. He's been lively. Sewell. Telling kick. Deep kick. Beautiful kick. Well misjudged by Roughhead. Goes back. Whitnell over the top. Running out of space was Young. Roughhead came again. He was slung. Jarred out to Simpson. And it's across the line on the full.
Great pressure there by Bateman because they were away. Kate Simpson, all he had to do was hit Lappin, who was alone on the wing.
So Young centering ball. Roughhead again a target. High flyers everywhere for the Hawks. Hodge was there and also Thornton. And over the line for a rushed one.
Well, weren't sure whether or not we'd get the shootout, but we're getting the shootout at the moment. Just one stop play in this game in the first 12.5 minutes.
So who does that favour, Tim, do you reckon? Can Hawthorn go all the way without Franklin with Carlton tonight?
They can. They can. They're a very good rebounding side. They're a good running side.
So Houlihan, who kicked 3 goals last week, he hadn't done that for a long time. Kicks to centre wing. Fisher just caught underneath. Brown, so much to like about him. Back to Ladson. He'll probably centre and square if he can. He goes further back than he originally wanted to. And Jacobs, who loves to get loose down back and try and set up, and he does that to Birchall.
See, they're finding it easy to rebound on Carlton.
Sam Mitchell to half forward. Going back is Gibbs. Coming up the ground down there is Hodge. He's tied up immediately and taken down strongly by Bannister. And the umpire will ball it up. Last time we saw Bannister played very well. Osborne waiting to come onto the ground. Campbell taking a break. You see Taylor doing the rocking, beaten that time by Halpin. Meantime, a little 1-2 between Young and Bateman, who accelerates from 60 metres out, only as far as Saddington. Also growing in stature for the Blues in recent games. Looks up the middle, Scotland. 40 metres out from his own defensive goal. Lively start to this game. A lot to like. Goes towards the outer side, splitting the difference there. Lewis a bit unlucky. Favola got the crumb, gets it across towards Blackwell. He in turn gives Carazzo a chance. Carazzo inside the forward 50. Going back was Wiggins. Missed it. Taken by White. Wheels around under pressure. Snaps and misses his second. Not by much, just a couple of metres.
It's an imposing figure, isn't he?
He is. He's becoming more and more imposing too. Good at ground level, good in the air.
I mean, nothing against Fev because he's a superstar, but you feel like Waite's becoming the man on the forward line suddenly, isn't he? Mitchell's hands were brilliant to Bateman. A chance here. They can go all the way. Now Young's a long kick and he decides to go short. Crow threw it away. Back to Young. Well done, O'Halpin. Well, they've missed a golden opportunity here, the Hawks. They had a panic in front of them, and now suddenly it's turned over to Wiggins.
And here's away. Lappin, the next link in the chain. 2-on-1. Fisher is loose in the pocket. Well played by Gillum, arriving quickly, though, is White. Gives it to Houlihan. Oh, they're lucky. I'm not sure he spotted Murphy.
Gee, they got out of jail then. That kick from Young just had to hit its target coming off the wing there. Carlton didn't work nearly hard enough to get back. That's why they had so many numbers when the turnover occurred.
Gillum split the difference on 2 leading players who didn't lead hard enough in either direction, but it finishes okay. Murphy gets the goal.
So the tackles, Carlton with a lot of them. Murphy's been very good early. Kutafidi's on the ground. It's been the way that Dennis Pagan's used him this season off that bench. Gee, well read by Lewis. Taylor just set him up, and the kick found Bateman in the end. Now he's in 2 minds here. Clever. Well done to Osborne.
Gee, he thought his way through that cleverly, didn't he?
Well, he's been lively too, Bateman, with 5 disposals in the first few minutes of this first term.
And they want another centre bounce clearance. That's a lovely tap there by Taylor down to Lewis. Good ball movement.
Osborne's kicked a goal in each of the last 3 matches. He got a couple against the Kangaroos. He should really score one from here, and he does. Well, there's no handbrake at the moment, Tim. It's free-flowing stuff, isn't it?
They've already had 33 handballs to their 30 kicks, Hawthorn, so they're quite happy and comfortable to move the ball by hand. That's a really, actually that ball just tumbled off the boot there and was well picked up by Bateman, and he just thought his way through that really cleverly. He looked up and he saw that the forwards were actually forward to him, were covered. He was outside his range, or he thought he was, and a lovely tap there to Lewis. Centre clearances so far, Hawthorn 4 to Carlton's 1.
Michael Osborne getting the goal. Centre clearance is very interesting. Hawthorn invariably feed the ball back to go forward. Koutafidis has gone on and immediately gone on the defensive side, and very watchful of Mitchell. You can see them away to the left. Crawford tried to knock it that way, but stolen away by Walker. Kicks inside the forward 50. Getting a fist on it, Gillam knocked it down in front. Down goes Lappin over the football. Trying to emerge as Young. Did pretty well in a tight situation. Crawford, Lewis, Birchall. And wider still, this is Mitchell. Sam's away. Having a bit of trouble out there. Controls it now. Short of half forward, this is Bateman. Bateman between the lines, half forward and wing. Well done by Roughhead. Third in the queue to start proceedings. Worked his way to the front. He was impatient.
Gee, that was a great bit of play there by Roughhead. I'm not sure the ball should have got through. Here's a kick coming forward. There's Whitnell in front of Roughhead. There was another player coming in from the other side, Scotland. One of those two players should get a hand on that.
Roughhead going at his second goal. 50 metres out. Lovely kick off the boot.
I think Dennis Pagan's going to be already concerned about that matchup. Jared Roughhead and also Lance Whitnell. It might be at some stage he wants to have O'Halpin in the forward line or in the ruck. He'll line up at the centre bounce here, O'Halpin, but he's the logical choice for Jared Roughhead if he decides that 2 goals enough.
Well, he's kicked well tonight, Tim. You talked about his inaccuracy. He's docked a couple of beauties so far. So Roughhead with a couple. He'd kicked there's Franklin looking on with his teammates. He kicked 6 in the last couple of weeks coming in. And
Whitnell's now gone to Campbell, and Roughhead's been picked up. Sackington.
O'Halpin tried to get through. There's a bit of goal-kicking talent alongside Franklin too, with Williams just in front of him. So the Hawks have got some of their big men out in terms of their goals. Dixon another one. Their 3 top goal scorers from last season not playing tonight. Scotland's kick to half forward, and Phibbs got it. Must have heard what I said about weight, I reckon.
Tricked his pride. Your voice carries, Bruce.
Well, he kicked 6 the last time he played on a Friday night, with Gehrig at the other end doing something similar, didn't he?
He got a beautiful early jump in, Fev. The ball was placed in the perfect position for him as he came forward. Gillam just not able to get anywhere near either Favola or the ball. She's going back a long way too, isn't he? He's going to kick this way outside 50.
So there's marks inside 50, pretty even, but plenty of them. Well, he should kick this to bring Carlton back within a goal. It's been a lively, bright start to the opening term. Gets close to the man on the mark and kicks it beautifully.
Brendan Favola starting the night. He'd kicked 29 goals in 7 matches against the Hawks. He's now got 31. Seems to be some good humour down there. Back in the middle, Taylor and Ackland. Very good bounce. Taylor hooks it down. Mitchell feeds it back. Ellis goes out wide. Osborne tracks it, fingertips to it. Didn't complete the mark. Scotland arrived quickly off the ground. Quick thinking by Osborne. Gained about 25 metres, and it trickles out of bounds. Walker having an early sit down with a problem, as you can see. Shoulder related. And the spitting image of Adam Bentic away to the left. Ackland hooks it down. Osborne stole it. Well done. Gets a hand pass out. Rather untidy from Lewis, but Osborne made it look okay. And a good tumbling mark is taken by Boyle. Hasn't he put himself about? Boyle right on the 50. Goes for distance. That was a most interesting kick. As though he came down a ramp. He gathered speed, ran very quickly, and kicked the heck out of it. And out of bounds.
Houlihan short to Scotland. So a couple of marks for Scotland in that spot. Then Thornton to Whitnall. So they worked this okay, the Blues. One side of the other. Now they've slowed up. Ackland the target. Playing his third club, Ackland, and making a good fist of it. Port Adelaide and then St Kilda. A couple of pretty good years there. Lappin, and former Saint himself. Ladson to Ellis, who came in tonight for Franklin. Guerra, speaking of blokes playing for other clubs. Carato, terrific. Murphy up and under. Ball to be marked. Oh, fancied himself there. Brown, Hodge. Clever kick. Ellis getting a bit of it early. Sweeps a handball brilliantly to Lewis. Lewis goes for the goal square. Can Boyle take it? Yes, he can. Saddington just got lost. And Boyle and Roughead, no Buddy, remember, but Boyle and Roughead are a handful.
He just worked his way to the front. Saddington really should have gone for the ball. He actually felt for his direct opponent first, and Boyle just brushed past him and took the mark.
He's taken 6 marks.
He's kicked a few goals too, Dennis, this year. 24 before this. Make that 25.
That's a great start. Well, he's looked really dangerous down there, Boyle, but every time Carlton gets to half forward and they don't lock the ball in, Hawthorn are getting back there in numbers, and then they're just charging out of there and quickly too through the midfield, and then being prepared to kick the ball long and direct to their forward line. They actually have some real faith in their forward line down there in terms of their marking targets. Already seen Roughead take the ball, Boyle's down there, and Crode.
Ricky Olorenshaw on the boundary.
Yeah, just a small injury concern. You mentioned Andrew Walker. Actually came off with Shane Crawford, who was his direct opponent. He had some work done in his shoulder, but he seems okay. Shane Crawford had a tablet from the doctor, but he's now back on.
Yeah, terrible poker player, or maybe a good one. With that look on his face, Andrew Walker, as Carato puts it inside the forward 50. Walker certainly seems distressed. Pavola did well. Lappin is through. Good tackle. Got him down. Affected the kick, but a good mark in the opposite pocket. White. Well, Ladson applied a terrific tackle, and the kick skewed off towards the right pocket, but White athletically has taken this mark and is lining up at his third goal. So both centre-half forwards doing terrifically well. In fact, at his second goal, what's he done? He's kicked it behind, so he's got 1-2.
He looked hopelessly out of position as that ball came in then, Jared White.
He had a lot of hang time. He went early and then just hung on. It was amazing, that mark. The kick by Gillum out wide.
Here's where the Hawks work hard.
Crawford, well, flirting with the boundary line, but Young took it. And then Young inside and to Smith. And then Smith quickly on to Saul. And this is what Tim's been talking about, their ability to work hard. Jacobs has come up. Murphy to put the pressure on him. Jacobs still with it. Back he comes, concedes. Saul's a hard out of player, but he's missed everything. But he got back brilliantly. How good was that? And then McGlynn fends a couple off and then sweeps a handball out to Campbell. To Guerra, who's on his right side, and finds the target. And Smith from 45 metres out delivers.
Well, how good was Saul? How good was that?
Very good.
He handballed the ball instinctively to where he thought he was going to find a teammate, realised there was no one there, and he just charged back onto the ball, knocked Lappin out of the way in the meantime, and then that enabled Hawthorn to win the ball back, and they just then operated in some space. That was just fabulous play then by Saul.
He was good, all right, and no prizes for second best there, was there?
Hawthorn running on a Friday night. Who would have thought it? 6-4, their best opening term of the season. Dennis Pagan, his side running too, but they're running off the pace at the moment. Bentic out of the middle from Ackland's tap down, fisted away by Brown. taken by Smith, who got the last goal. Had it a while. Back towards Brown. Strong tackle. Waite. Diving in there was Bateman. I think he's going to get the free kick. Wanted it most.
Chance, Bateman. Where you are. Play on.
Look at them go. Bateman towards midfield. Crawford had to wait. That hurt. Both of them. Both players down. Meantime, Ladson gave it across to support Ellis inside the forward 50, and the mark is taken by McGlynn. Well, Fisher's had his injury problems over the years. Crawford seems to be okay, but okay is a relative term. And there's Fisher feeling the worse for wear. You don't want a Brownlow having a soft body, if that makes sense, and Fisher found that out. There's McGlynn, 51 metres out. Not his best effort, having a fine season, but not his finest moment.
Here's the clash of heads. Fisher just came off the interchange and then bang straight into the back of Crawford. Crawford actually was the first to get up out of those two.
He was exposing that body in the Herald Sun today, wasn't he? He looked pretty good, I thought. And pretty good nick. Why not? Murphy at half-back.
He's shy, isn't he?
It's been a very interesting opening term. Dennis Pagan's got the shootout. Walker high, but the Hawks lead 6-4. You know that Carlton will get the scoreboard ticking over all night, but right now Hawthorn lead by a couple. Hamble inside, put Murphy under the pump. So a quarter time, what's been a really entertaining start to this game before nearly a full house. It's 4-2 to 6-4.
Second quarter, Friday night football. Fog outside, terrific game inside. With more to come. Campbell knocks it down. Carranzo's in there. Scotland tries to back out. Nothing doing.
Thanks.
Another bounce from umpire McBurney. On the line of the outside circle that time. Ackland knocked it down. Lappin taken by McGlynn.
Thanks, Matty.
Good ball to win here, this clearance. Carlton have just got 3 forwards inside their 50, and the Hawks have got 4, the same box formation.
Good time to be first into the umpire's second, bouncing it. In goes Scotland, taken down. Trying to get a hand pass away. Campbell crawls after it. Sewell's in there. Campbell's over the football. Held to him. I told you. Campbell pays the price.
Walker now, Walker now.
Players have got to make an attempt, though. It's no good just putting your hands out. There goes the kick from Walker. He'll direct it. Campbell Brown, that is, comes up full-blooded, took the mark on his chest. Weira just peels off half-back, chips towards half-forward. Sewell has it at close quarters. Birchall runs towards half-forward. Good kick. Boyle with the good hands that time. Couldn't hang on. It spills across the boundary line.
As soon as the ball looks like it's going to turn over, they run to space, the Hawks, and it's really troubling Carlton.
Arms up, don't look. Straight up forward. Play on.
So Campbell in the ruck there with Ackland. Carrazzo did very well. Pressure on Walker. That was elusive. He put the pressure on Carrazzo, who puts the pressure on Simpson, who puts the pressure on Russell. And the Hawks have hassled them out of it.
No chance. Two steps and tackle.
That was great then, the way that Carlton actually worked hard again the other way when they lost possession of the ball. We didn't see enough of that in the first quarter.
In close footy there, wasn't it? Handball to handball to handball, but no relief from Hawthorn for the Blues.
Not coming out fine. Didn't dive on it, just got stuck.
It's a cold old night, a clear day in Melbourne and a freezing night. Roof over the top.
Hawks forwards there in a line formation, plenty of space either side.
Campbell, Scotland just couldn't quite get a handle on a difficult ball.
Oh, got the ball, no tackle laid. Both guys on the ball.
So a quiet start to what was a very lively opening term as we start this second quarter.
Bounce at left half forward. Campbell in front. Thumps at about 15 metres. Sewell tracks it across the line. Boundary throw-in. Margin 14 points. Alistair Clarkson has won 3 out of 4 against the Blues since taking over. Ackland knocks it down. Carranzo goes after the ball. Sock it away from him.
Back here.
Now, it's going to be a free kick to Carazzo. It wasn't for kicking in danger. He was taken high by the man who was soccering. Now to Thornton. Saddington's on across the ground. Good kick, gets there in time. Peeling off Bannister. Lewis, though, sensed all of that, knocked it down. Bannister comes again, goes to Thornton inside the centre square under pressure. Well done, Roughhead. Ran him down. There was nothing on, but he needed to kick it nevertheless. Sometimes you just have to. Roughhead's got the free. Forward of the wing. Well, he kicks into Thornton. Suddenly, we were watching clangers are us. Gets a hand pass away, taken by Saddington. Murphy close to the boundary line. Off hands and across that line. It'll be thrown in. Well, players of both sides making some unforced errors.
Well, there was so much space to operate in the first quarter, but all that space has disappeared in the early part of this second.
Certainly feel like you're watching two different matches, don't you? But early days in this second quarter. Lappin, good tackle on him by Mitchell. Kick 5 a couple of weeks ago, Lappin, including 4 in one quarter against the Bulldogs. It's the total number of goals he kicked all of last year, 5. So space hard to get at the moment. I mean, there's plenty of it, but not around the ball.
That's right, Bruce. In both forward lines, there's plenty of space. All the numbers are up around the contest.
Gibbs. So these clearances so vital. Waite got it from Wiggins and then goes to Fisher, not quite, and then Favola held up, and Smith, who had a very good opening quarter, and his left foot is a beauty.
Guerra didn't have to break stride, comes up towards the wing. Ditto for McGlynn, running it down towards half forward. But a carry on that one, too much for the leading player down there, Crode. Saddington dropping back, just peeling off. Crode took the mark. Thornton to Lappin, back to Thornton, untidy, beat Crode as well. Saddington comes through. Now there's a whistle.
You're right, I'm getting caught. It's too down here.
That was for Lappin getting slung.
1-0 right there.
Well, bumped, as it turns out. So the umpire watched for advantage, decided it wasn't there. Just as well for the Blues. The kick towards half forward. Wiggins has been lively. Juggles the mark, 75 metres from goal. Favola offers a lead. Waite wants it longer. It goes in that direction. In from the side, O'Halpin missed it. Well, some indecision between Simpson and Favola, and across the line it goes with Brown.
So they've got 3 interesting marking targets inside their 50. Waite, Favola, and also Fisher, who loves to slide in from the side.
Brown, Campbell got to the front spot, and then Lewis to Campbell. Brown cut off by Waite, and he misses again. 1-3's kicked. About to say he's made him pay for it, but he just hooked it too far. It wasn't quite as difficult as he thought, and he probably had a moment longer.
With that extra pressure, we didn't see this in the first quarter, and players weren't making those mistakes by hand or by foot, but as the pressures increased, so too have the mistakes.
Gillam to Jacobs, good setup to Lewis, wanted to run off, and then cleverly, I thought, to Roughhead, but too far for Roughhead. Hodge did very well. He rode it beautifully, and then saw free kick against Boyle.
Hands in the back.
Well, that's what all the smart forwards and smart defenders.
Contest, 1 hand on the number, free kick.
There you heard it from the umpire. Here it is, just 1 hand in the back there from Boyle, as explained by the umpire.
Thornton hugs the boundary line. Away goes Saddington. Drives it around that outer side wing. Birchall's in front. Wanted the boundary line. Missed the football. Houlihan did well. Kept it alive. Waite over the top. O'Halpin needs to be careful. Running out of space. Well, the Irishman did brilliantly. Centering kick. Not quite so brilliant. Sewell takes the mark on the defensive 50. Immediately, Smith peels off. A runner alongside. This is Gillam. In 2 minds, Gillam. Not the best kick in the world, but Guerra makes it look okay with some hard running. He's got it on the wing. Crawford offers a lead very short. Campbell might be the best option long. Guerra, well, decides the hand pass is on to Mitchell. Back to Guerra, a natural left footer. Sold himself into trouble. You heard the umpire. He paid advantage. This is Smith alongside the centre circles. That's a lovely kick, and Boyle, wonderful concentration. He slipped but didn't lose sight of the footy.
Well, he's got their best defender on him now, Thornton. I think he's the best to the back six for Carlton. He started on Saddington, but Thornton has actually got the speed to go with the taller, quicker players.
Boyle has been terrific. 7 marks so far, coming up for his 7th possession. Kicked 2 goals, and this one a question of accuracy. Each week he seems to be getting better and better. Straight through the middle.
Blues dominating the clearances. Boyle in 6 matches this year has kicked at least 3 goals. He's got that number tonight. So in half the games he's played, this massive crowd looking on, he's managed at least 3. Got 5 against Port Adelaide. That's a great return. As really the second major forward behind Franklin, not forgetting Williams to come back. Crawford's kick was a beauty to Birchall. Now Carlton have got to be careful here because the Hawks are on a bit of a run now. To fall forward, Crode almost, and Mitchell just couldn't get the angle right into the pocket. Lewis went to ground. Carazzo, no free kick. Hawks wanted it, and Carazzo cleverly held it up and got it to Houlihan. Just feel like Carlton have just got to hold firm here. They've got to get the scoreboard going themselves because Hawthorn have got a good lead here at 3 goals. Fisher a target, and Ackland and Lappin sitting it out. So Bentic with them, and Koutafidis. So with Lappin and Kuta, a lot of experience.
Oh, Halpin knocked it down. Hodge stood up in the tackle. Ladson in trouble. Back to Hodge. Lays it forward. Now an opportunity. The kick comes down towards the forward pocket from McGlynn. Roughhead just jabs it back towards the middle, and Crawford. The skill factor and the disposal of the Hawks is immaculate.
Another clearance then by Hawthorn. What Carlton have decided is the only way that they can actually keep up with the Hawks is if they send more and more numbers to the clearances, and they're just trying to crowd them and shut them down and stop them from escaping with any space and time.
6 seasons as skipper, Shane Crawford, no longer the captain. Well, that's a terrible kick, but it's accurate. Right onto the chest of Trent Crode, 5 metres out.
That's a pass.
Sort of. Crode comes in and slams it into the upper deck.
It was a booming kick from the goal square for Crode, wasn't it? In doubt. In fact, the big rumour today was that he wasn't going to play along with Franklin. But Hawthorn now racing away. Carlton needing goals. Halpin and Taylor, and then Hodge improvising. He's that sort of a player. Birthday and 100th match. Gibbs did well there. He worried Osborne out of it. Scotland, hard kick and a good kick to Fisher, who was very good to take the mark. And then Fisher, wrong side for Simpson. Gets the ball towards Fev, but he was always under the pump to try and get something on it. And Young picked it off easily.
What stopped the flow then was Birchall had actually placed himself in that space in front of Favola. So they couldn't just kick the ball blind to that space. They actually had to carry it a bit further, trying to get the ball over the top of him.
And Jacobs, Osborne, Gibbs. Is that out on the full? Or no, it's coming back. Ricky Olorenshaw.
As soon as Hawthorn kicked that last goal, obviously Dennis Pagan wanted to get an impact in the midfield. They brought Koutafidis straight on the ground and into the centre.
In trouble at the moment, the Blues down by 25 points. Doesn't look good for them. Koutafidis gave it away. Taylor. Now the run of Ladson. Ladson storming down towards half forward. He'll run across 50 in a moment. Thought about it. Now he gives it off. Birchall is a left footer. He'll have to come back on his left side. Time enough. But he sprays it. That was an ill-conceived hand pass.
3 Hawthorn players broke from half back and outran the Carlton players then. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get the game out in the open as often as they can, Hawthorn. They know that they have an advantage by leg speed.
Here's Whitnell, right half back. towards the wing. Leading back is Fisher. Coming across on the angle is Blackwell. Well, he threw it out the back against Hodge, and Hodge just deflected the ball across the boundary line.
Plenty of the ball for Hodge.
Watch them line up again, Hawthorn, on the defensive side of this stoppage.
Taylor front spot, O'Halpin at the back. Saul just stood up in the tackle.
It's like a rugby line. 4, 5, 6 players lining up on the defensive side.
And it was like a rugby breakaway a moment ago, wasn't it? When they were steaming forward. Smith, Guerra, McGlynn, Campbell on the pine. Smith getting ready to come back. Taylor, big body. Mitchell, Saul, a couple of their great clearance players together. And then Birchall's accurate kick to Crawford at 50. That's a better kick. Gee, they're good.
No matter what.
Immediately has a sit down. 9 possessions so far tonight. His best effort against the Blues. 34, round 21, 2003. He stands the test of time. Shane Crawford. And Carlton now in desperate trouble. They can't play at this tempo at the moment. And Hawthorn executing, running, everything falling into place. Hodge out of the middle. A long kick towards the pocket. A blatant push by Whitnell. Matters not. Crowder's taken the mark.
Go back, have a kick, Trent.
Well, he got rid of Roughhead, did Whitnell. And somehow, Crowder was lurking behind. Was taking the mark.
Well, that is what you'd have to call a contested mark.
And he comes 25 metres out. A more placid kick that time. He's got 2.
Well, that's another concern for them because their forwards are functioning really well in man-on-man contests. They're able to win the ball again from the stop play. A big kick there by Hodge. Just 3 one-on-one contests there, and it was Crowe who actually was able to hold his ground, and just real sheer strength there against Saddington, able to mark the ball.
So Crowd a couple of goals in this quarter. He was the leading goal kicker at Fremantle in the first of his 2 seasons there when he kicked 42. It's been used down back a fair bit this season.
And now one of the Blues' most attacking weapons, Waite, has been sent to defence.
Well, they're under siege, Tim, aren't they? They must do something about it. Koutafidis, who Rick said has come onto the ground to try and alleviate the problem. Saul is just a terrier, and he goes out wide, and Hodge has got it. And they're so quick off the mark in the forward 50 all night. And then Hodge just goes deep to Roughhead. And Roughhead from that right
inside the boundary line.
forward pocket. He's a left footer.
That's your angle. Play on.
Now improves it. Oh, what a great kick. He's kicked his 3rd.
Roughhead got his 3rd goal. And what about the influence of Hodge out of the middle, on the forward line, just about everywhere. 23 today, game number 100. The number 1 draft pick in 2001, with a pick traded by Fremantle for Trent Crowd, who's been at a couple of goals tonight as well, and Luke McFarlane. Best of both worlds. Knocked down by Taylor, taken by Bentic. Full revolution. Karatza goes back.
No.
Houlihan further back. Waits towards the wing. Waiting for it out there. Simpson had it knocked away. Birchall. Simpson got him. Bentic gave it off. O'Halpin. Now Gibbs through some traffic down towards half forward. Hangs a long time in the air. Whitnell. Well, they fought a draw body to body, and then Brown was the first back. Lays it off on the outer side. This is Young running up towards the wing. Has a look to half forward. Here's Hodge again. Lost it this time, though. Got him. Gibbs. Koutafidis. Runs outside the defensive 50. That's a better kick. Fisher. Murphy, who started so well. Short passes. Karatza goes wider. Houlihan. There was a man on, and that man Simpson made the point. Big leap down there from the side for Vola. Almost the mark to Hawthorn, though. In trouble is Lewis. He's taken down, holding the ball. Well, have a look at that. It's like a Hawthorn futon.
Up again, boys.
Favol almost swallowed this one.
Don't lose it, mate.
Gillum right on his tail then. And as Campbell Brown knocks the ball out, Lewis gets taken to ground here, runs into a tackle, runs into 2 tackles, and I'm not sure what else he could have done there.
He must have had prior opportunity, Tim.
Must have been prior to when we saw it then.
Wigan laugh, we're up here. Here's Wiggins. Do they need a goal? 11-5-4-3. Wiggins from the 50. The goal's not here. It slides across the face, missed by Ackland, falls behind, and Jacobs runs it for the boundary. This will be an interesting call because it took an eternity, and the umpire says throw it in. Like an obedient dog. That ball just trickling across the line.
That's deliberate. One thing on his mind then to get the ball over the boundary line.
Knock it out.
Taylor doing well in the ruck. Bentic, Smith.
Luke Hodge is having a wonderful quarter of football. Already had 7 disposals and 4 clearances. He's gone forward now, and Bannister's gone with him.
So Hawthorn dominating the hit-outs. It's just a big body, Taylor. Ackland can't quite get a run at it. Whitnall didn't really have an effective hit out, and then Sewell brought down. Hawthorn won't mind. This will give them a chance to have a breather. They've been running so hard in this quarter. And Carlton doing and unable to do what they've done so well this season, and that score. Whitnall.
They're having trouble escaping too, aren't they, Carlton? Every time they look like they're going to get free to handball the ball or kick the ball, there's a Hawthorn player on them applying pressure.
I've got to get down. I've got to get down, then I've got to get out. You're scaring me every time you come near me.
Some good humour. So give the ump some room. Whitnall over the top. Smith paddled it forward and did really well, didn't he, Smith? And then with a bounce, waits the kick. Crawford goes to ground. Lappin, Saul and Bentic, a couple of the hard nuts together.
Gee, took off Saul then. He was unlucky not to get an advantageous bounce in because he was away again. Gee, works hard.
What about that last ruck work? How would you explain that to somebody unfamiliar with the game? Well, that's better. Don't hold. Normally that's their cue. Here's Lewis. Lewis running into an open goal, pops it through. Well done, Campbell.
Well, they've been so impressive from the stoppages. Here we go again. Campbell, just watch this, just knocks it to the space. Lewis gets it. This tackle should have stuck. Just got out of that tackle far too easily there from Murphy. He'll learn. He's only a young player. He needs to get a lot stronger through the body than what he is at the moment. Lewis is a 4-year player. That's what 4 years of working in the gym can do. You can just shrug little blokes off like that.
Yep. Well, 6-1. They've scored in the last 14 minutes, Hawthorn, and the clearances are 9-1.
Don't hold, don't block in.
They are just dominating this game. Didn't really see this at quarter time. Carlton looked certainly in the contest. Crawford just got a hand to it, Hurler hand, Russell run down. They have been ruthless. Bentic to Wiggins. Crawford brilliantly done. Well, we saw Hurd turn the clock back last week. Crawford doing it tonight. Hodge got a little touch on it, and then Boyle cleverly out to Roughhead, who's had it ripped off him. Scotland pushed in the back, no free kick. Boyle working hard. Back to Bateman. Bateman just a little bit too far for Campbell. Back it goes. Ellis off one leg. Going and going. Oh, it's just raining goals. It's a celebration. Forget the fact the umpire might have missed a couple.
They are in awesome form tonight, Hawthorn. It's just great football to watch because it's not just their attacking football, it's actually their defensive football too. Every time Carlton look like they're going to escape there, as we see Dennis Bagan just head in hands again. He's probably seen enough tonight. Every time they look like they're going to escape, Hawthorn just applies another bit of pressure and another tackle.
If they were in the wild.
A lead inclusion. Watch this tackle by Luke Hodge. He's inspired tonight. Just jars the ball out through the shepherd, which was a little lackluster. Back in the middle, Campbell will get the free kick. I mean, Hodge's hard body tonight has been something special. Here's Smith away, 52 metres out, long kick, telling kick. Behind. Hodge, the acting captain, just sets the tone. I mean, when it comes to hard nuts, he's up there with macadamias and Courtney Love. There's Thornton out of the back pocket. You've got to love it. Scotland from half back. Now off the ball, I think Lappin will get a free.
Lappin's kick. Lappin hanging on off the ball.
Wiggins took the mark.
It's a clever shepherd then by Lappin.
5 minutes till half time. The clever kick. Wow, it's gone. He was just standing out there waiting for parking validation, and suddenly the football came to him. Carrazzo's got it, 30 metres out.
I reckon that was that bomb you were talking about pre-game there, Dennis.
The bomb will make a reappearance, I think.
That was a torpedo pass.
There's my foot, Mark.
It's an understatement to say they need a goal here.
It is. Carrazzo's got it, though. Just taking it a goal at a time. In he comes. Just taking it a kick at a time.
Well, Wiggins missed one earlier, which was harder than that, and a fair way up. But Carrazzo, a real opportunity to at least get a goal before the long break. Just 2 points in this quarter against 7 goals too. Now, Guerra's made it 3 points in this quarter. Second time luckier. Out to Smith. Gee, Smith's looked sharp tonight. Had a slow start to the year with injury. Has played the last 5 weeks now, including tonight, and he looks like he's running into some very good form. Jacobs. Guerra.
Gee, they haven't been forced to do this many times tonight, though, have they? Kick down the line and just try and control the tempo of the game.
Smith, Jacobs, Guerra. Back to Smith to Guerra. Players who started their careers with other clubs. And just missed Gillam there, speaking of an ex-Port Adelaide. Bentic onto him.
They're #1 in the competition for effective disposals, Hawthorn, so they are good by hand and they're good by foot.
Have you squeezed a Carlton player into your top 4?
I haven't been able to, no, Bruce.
Mitchell can't quite get it out. Murphy. So the advantage to Simpson. Outside 50 for Vola. He was outnumbered and he just didn't time it too well. Guerra didn't concede that time. Back to Brown.
Beside the behind post. Out to the defensive 50 and Young. Normally a very good kick. And this is no exception. What a beautiful kick. Well, it was a metre too long for Bateman. Hard against the boundary line. Bounces one down towards right half forward. Boyle was there. And across the line it goes. Now Jacobs, after that marking contest on the Blues forward line.
Lappin's head. Watch this. Bang.
Jacobs wasn't expecting it. Neither, for that matter, was Lappin, but had more momentum. Bentic taken high, no free, emerges with the football, just jabs it back towards the wing, and the mark is taken by Ladson, who made his debut against Carlton, round 6, 2003. Tidy left footer, thought about the middle, goes back to the boundary. Chance Bateman takes the mark.
They know how long it is to half-time now, Hawthorn. Just going to control the ball.
So Smith in the pocket, bringing it back. Roughhead, who's had a terrific opening quarter. That was cut off by Simpson to Scotland. Back to Thornton to Scotland. And the short kick not far enough. Koutafides then on the back foot. And O'Halpin had it belted away from him. by Campbell.
Well, the Hawthorn players that have dominated this first half. Hodge has been outstanding. Boyle and Roughhead as forwards who have kicked goals tonight. And Sewell's work around the contest has been magnificent.
Bentick's led a handball to Murphy. Goes back to Houlihan. And an accurate kick finds Fisher. So Carlton just stuck on these 4 goals. And it was an awkward ball for Carazzo. Gee, he's had a long time. Bentick back to Fisher. And Fisher's kick, well, Young almost, not paid. And then the handball to Wiggins, who now can stroll in and kick their first goal for the quarter.
Do you think umpires get sympathetic when there's a mini blowout like this?
Yes.
Do you think they start to think, well, maybe if we can give a couple of decisions the other team's way, we might be able to bring them back into the contest? There was 2 free kicks then to Hawthorn. That was in the back. The one before was holding the ball. But this gives the Blues something, a little bit of positivity going into the halftime break.
Barry Dawson.
Fair to say, compassion is a good thing, and the beneficiaries there were Carlton.
Well, the Dalai Lama has been out here.
That's right, and the umpires en masse obviously attended. Halpin and Campbell. Well, Halpin appear to be grabbed, so no free kick there. Lewis comes away. Long kick down towards full forward. Osborne in front had it punched away. Roving the pack was Waite. Now Thornton and Blackwell at right half back. Clock running down to half time. Just over a minute to go. 84-35. Franklin not playing tonight, just as well. Up towards the wing. Walker, big leap. And I would imagine Dennis Pagan is thinking, well, the MCG and fog mightn't have been a bad idea. Koutafidis, Houlihan, going back, Carazzo. Well, 3rd man in the queue. Fisher's kick is a beauty. Oh, what a goal. He's uncanny.
Well, 2 great highlights there for Carlton right on half-time. First of all, it was Walker's mark. That was a terrific grab from him. We see it again, just a classical leap from behind in the perfect position to take that ball. And he has got some talent, this young man. And then that kick by Fisher. And he just read the ball better in the air and wasted no time whatsoever, just spun around. But that's something for them to build on at half-time.
Now, I may be stretching this, Tim, but Carlton got late goals against the Bombers just before half-time in round 3. They got it back to 30 points, and we know what happened then, but this is a bit bigger at 43. But those 2 goals, well,
it's something to build on.
Absolutely.
It's something to sell the players at half-time in terms of a positive message for Dennis, and there hasn't been a lot of positives in this first half.
Well, the Bombers did cough up that enormous lead, didn't they? And Favola had the big second half. So who knows, but right now Hawthorn have got their biggest first half score, equal biggest first half score ever against the Blues. It's their biggest first half for the year. Free kick though to Crawford, who has had a very, very impressive first half, as the Brownlow medalist from '99 pushes to Bateman. And then Bateman, maybe one last chance to Ellis.
Can kick the ball a long way, this kid. He's decided he can't kick it that far.
So there you go. At half-time, it's a 43-point margin. It's 13-6 to 6-5.
Chip plays on. Seconds only remaining. They've got to take a mark.
We're sort of on top of all our heads, and my arms went up, and as I said, I think I might have been having my eyes closed.
Yeah! Dixon has taken a mark.
First bloke to pick me up was Captain Croft, and his inspirational words, for God's sake, don't miss it. I said, oh, fantastic.
This to win the game. He kicks the goal, and Hawthorn wins the game.
Amazing feeling. I mean, just the excitement. I thought, I couldn't believe what happened. I didn't sleep that night.
Start of the 3rd term. Friday night football. Roof is closed at the Dome and just as well. Halpin and Campbell lock up. Campbell reaches over the top. Mitchell stood up, did brilliantly. Got it down to Crawford. McGlynn's in trouble. Simpson took the ball away from him. I think Simpson thought he gave away a free kick. McGlynn came back into it. Gives it to Bateman. He was pressured. The kick not good. Thornton takes the sliding mark in the back pocket. Wants to go. Steps around Bateman. Kicks it up towards Simpson. It takes the mark between the lines. Half back and centre wing. Plays on. Well weighted kick. Walker drifting back has taken the mark and he's looking for 50. That can't be good. Walker touched by Lewis. Well done by Sam Mitchell. Heard the call. McGlynn. Crawford, that run in evidence again. Nothing's changed. Crawford, a very clever kick. And Crowe just slipping away, aided by the kick, has taken the mark.
That was a beautiful kick then. And the way they moved the ball again off half back, they had good run through the middle and an intelligent kick there by Crawford to the space.
Trent Crowe going at his third then. Not the start the Blues need. It's the post. That's our first of the night.
I think that's their best chance to get back into this game, this first 5 or 10 minutes of the second half. When you go in at half-time with a big lead, sometimes you can relax mentally.
Saddington got it from Gibbs. His kick to Walker. Campbell with him, and then Smith. Talked about how well he's played. Saul, Ladson, and then Smith. He's got some great run in his legs tonight, Smith. Bateman. Hodges, quick hands. Just missed the target. Russell caught up. Hodge, and then all over him is Russell, and the ball up. Down to you, Rick.
Yeah, we just mentioned Luke Hodge. He had a pretty damaging first half, so they've moved Bannister off him. He's gone to Crowe, and Scotland's now picked up Luke Hodge.
So change there. Campbell wins the tap. Crawford runs onto it, and then kicks to the pocket and kicks very well to Boyle.
I just wonder about the intelligence of Murphy coming off the ground when he did. The ball was just about to be bounced, which allowed there to be a free player, and the ball goes out to Crawford. Here, Murphy just ran off the ground just prior to that throw-up.
Well, they've been pretty accurate, have the Hawks, Roughhead and Boyle. Crowe's missed a couple. Boyle missed one completely, but he has kicked 3. And from the pocket, he has missed as well. So a couple of let-offs for the Blues maybe early in this second half.
Murphy's gone straight to the phone, so obviously they're not happy about the way that he started the second half with his matchup out there in the midfield.
Still not the time, as you say, to come off.
It's a long-winded message. He's getting still on the phone.
Shane takes it off him dutifully. O'Halpin takes the mark on the wing meantime.
Quiet first half row, O'Halpin.
That's ambitious under pressure. Terrible kick. Going back is Wiggins. Gave a contest the best he could do. Falls for Fisher. Could have almost got it free. Smith falling to the ground. Backing out of there before he had the football. Crawford. Guerra intercepts a hand pass from Lappin. Kicks inside the forward 50. Roughhead. Man on his Hodge. Hodge goes again. Boyle, can he get through? Well, Hodge did too much really. Comes back to him. Finishes his own work as he should have done earlier. And kicks the goal.
Just looking behind the play there, 3-4 Carlton players just walking back to their positions with their heads down and their hands on their hips. Good gather here by Roughhead. They probably overplayed this, Hawthorn. Hodge didn't need to give that first handball to Boyle. He could have kicked the ball and could kick the goal the first time round, but in the end he was able to finish it off. Carlton applying pressure, but just too many numbers in the end.
Well, he's having a terrific night, isn't he? Birthday, 23 today, 100th game, and he's playing a blinder. And so is his team. They look very, very good. Third playing 13th, and suddenly it looks like that, doesn't it? Massive crowd here, record for any AFL game at Telstra Dome. Well over 53,500. And the Hawks are rolling at the moment. Can Carlton stem the flow? Walker to Murphy to Carazzo, who's getting up towards 20 disposals. Gibbs at centre wing. Just a long kick into the forward line. Fisher the target. Bentic running onto it. And then cut off very well by Sewell. Lappin out wide. Houlihan's a clever player. He's hooked it right back to the goal square. Wait, no free kick. Hawthorn have got 6 blokes surrounded. Well done by Russell. Favola back to Wiggins. Can't quite get enough on it. And the Hawks were lining up to take the mark. And Jacobs finds Mitchell.
That pressure again was just outstanding.
Mitchell right half back. McGlynn, his first game against the Blues, his 16th overall, goes to Crawford right on the 50, tugs it back, favours the forwards. Big leap down there by Roughhead. Didn't mark it. Bannister comes away to midfield. Walker, Carrazzo, corralled out wide. This is Simpson. Directs it down to his boot. Wonderful courage. Mitchell ghosting across the front of that pack to Lewis. Rebound opportunity here. Big chance. Hodge unloads down towards Crode. Staying off the pack is Crawford. Big leap down there from Bannister. Fell behind. Hand pass from Saddington. The best he could do. Here's Crawford. Paddles it to his own advantage. Hasn't got the football umpire. Well, Murphy comes away with it. Murphy from halfback up towards the wing. This is Russell to the middle. Choice of a couple. Well, even then they made hard work of it. Bentic, though, redeemed the situation. Went to Houlihan. White reaching over the top, trying to mark. May have been better getting it on the ground. Jacobs did well.
He played that well. Jacobs just took the space in front of White.
Ladson. And again on the rebound, which they've done all night, haven't they? Mitchell at centre wing. He's got players running for him. McGlynn's short. He's got Crode longer and Roughhead, and he's got Roughhead. It was a training drill, wasn't it? He's making a statement here tonight, Roughhead, isn't he? He's emerging from Buddy's shadow.
He's been very good. Carlton just can't hit targets when they go forward, though.
And Houlihan's normally so good at that. Can Roughhead kick a fourth here? 3 goals in the opening half. Didn't look like missing. He's got 4.
Margin 57 points, and look at that discrepancy. Continues to roll on. They're racking up the inside 50s. Hawthorn. Just lovely football. Interesting, it was bounced there, and Mitchell was looking in the wrong direction, giving some instructions to somebody on the light of the centre square. Didn't matter.
I think Al Clarkson probably said to the players at half-time, you've got 2 weeks to get over this game.
Get it tidy, guys. Don't lock. Don't hold, please. Don't hold! Yeah, well done.
Taylor knocked it down. Murphy tries to back out of the pack, going nowhere.
Fine again. Fine again. Close.
That's not good. Well, it can be good, provided you're winning, but games will catch you out, and this one certainly has. Their defensive capabilities virtually non-existent. Crawford has been so clever. He got it from Sewell and popped it out towards the wing, but Bateman couldn't go on. Simpson and Blackwell combined. Blackwell's kick just shy of half forward. Murphy getting plenty of possessions despite coming off the ground to get some reprogramming. Here's Scotland. He's away. Penetrating kick. Lappin. Oh! And he met the immovable object in midair. That hurt. Oh, help him meantime. 60 metres out. Kicks it down towards full forward. Lappin's okay on his feet. Off hands are behind meantime. That's tricky. This changes everything.
Is Lappin's fine. Not sure if Fev actually wants him flying in over the top there like that either. Missed everything.
Young's kick. Ladson, good hands. And then well weighted to Taylor. Got a few to come back in the second half of the season. Hawthorn, they might be a hard team to force your way back in. They're looking like we've got a fair bit of depth suddenly. Saul.
This is the most impressive I've seen them play this year. They've played in some ugly contests this year, but they've just opened up the game. I thought the MCG was probably going to suit them better than Telstra Dome, but they've just been fleet-footed tonight.
Saul's kick to Lewis, to Osborne, and Osborne's got a runner out wide. Jacobs to Guerra, and Guerra just tried to get to Boyle. Boyle and Thornton. Boyle's quick, isn't he? He's very quick, and he's still got 3 options and finds Ladson. Well, Tim, they've had some good wins this year. They've knocked off both West Coast and Geelong so far in the first half of the season.
They got really squeezed last week, didn't they, by Sydney after a really promising start. But you've got to ask the question here, who is supposed to be on Ladson?
And they beat the Bombers as well, so they've beaten the other teams in the top 4 at the moment. Now, Ladson, from about 45 metres, just a couple of goals this season, but he plays down back Maney. He's kicked another one. They're over the 100.
We are lucky, Bruce. Yeah, 16-8 to 6-6. I have stuffed the stuff into a suitcase and brought it along tonight. Favola having a run on the ball. That tells you something.
Don't hold out there, don't block.
Not sure in this role he can change the course of events. That's a good bounce from umpire Nichols on the way down. Slapped out of there by Campbell. Carrazzo hooks to half forward. Missed by Jacobs, but look at the support around him. Well, the wayward kick, though, out towards the boundary. Coming up is Lewis, averaging 25 possessions a game, up from 20 last season and 16 the season before. Ladson to the run of Birchall. Nice size, Birchall. Good player off half-back. Here's Hodge, had a wonderful game. As soon as you say that. But split the difference between Osborne and Sewell. Sewell's got the football. Very high ball from behind. Bannister may have done better to punch away. Roughhead. Crawford 60 metres out. Not sure what he saw there. Maybe trying to go back to Roughhead, and it's out of bounds. Boundary throw in.
When Lewis picked the ball up at half back, I watched downfield the Hawthorn players. 4 of them ran into attacking positions on their own.
See the interchange there for the Blues. McGlynn.
Yeah, he did, and he got it. Cooter, just out of the area, thanks.
There's your answer. Geez, there's a lot to like about McGlynn too, isn't there? Just got the smack across the chops.
He was quiet in the first half, though, Bruce. He actually has come to life in this third quarter, McGlynn, working extremely hard. And that was clearly a free kick above the shoulders.
Got to like the work, too, of Steve McBurney. Get a blowout. The umpires have got to bring their best material, Bruce.
Doing a good job. McGlynn just hooking. He hadn't missed a set shot before tonight, and he's missed a couple. So Whitnell, who's had a quiet one, and Simpson, who's had a fair bit of it. Murphy was very prominent early here, Scotland.
Forward of half-back, kicks beyond the wing. Well, Jacobs goes back. Trouble with the lights, I think. And the ball is out of bounds for Favola. I don't think it's the time. Well, maybe it is. No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's a case of he who laughs last.
Yeah.
Grab the jumper. That's what he's played it for.
There's Mitchell. Or he who laughs lasts. Maybe that's fair. Just laugh it off tonight and live for another day. Here's Koutafidis. Thornton out of defence. Well, I think they've lost all focus. They need to focus on their focus at the moment. Here's Ladson behind the pack. Mitchell across the ground. Smith has made himself invisible. He covered himself with branches and leaves. He kicks from 52 metres out. Good looking kick straight through the middle.
So Smith on the end of it, and it did start with that free kick against Fev. That's what got him going.
I'm not sure that's a free kick, by the way.
Wasn't a whole lot there, was it? But not a good result for him. And the Blues, who are stuck on 6, they were stuck on 4 for a long time in the second quarter. Hodge and Carrazzo and Smith. Boy, is he playing well. Hodge ripped away. Russell, Carrazzo just belts it forward haphazardly, and that's the way they're playing at the moment. Fisher and Gillam. Gillam stood up, had it for a while, and then Houlihan forced over the line. Speaking of the line, Ricky
Yeah, I'm just thinking Carlton should really slow the tempo of the game down. I'm not sure what Tim agrees, but maybe put a couple of plays behind the ball. Just play keepings off for a while, slow the game down, try and wrest control back, because they were a bit of a raggle down here at the moment.
Nothing happening for them, is there? Walker deep in the pocket, clever looking kick. Brilliant kick. Now it's all happening.
Well, he's a talented player. He has actually produced two of the best highlights tonight for Carlton. That marked just before half-time, and that was just an instinctive gather and also an instinctive kick here too. He's a right foot kick there on the left foot, just screwing the ball back around the corner.
It's the Aussie family.
Full credit to Hawthorn's ruckman as well, creating a lot of opportunities. Campbell at the forefront. This is a real problem. A continuing problem for Carlton, who turned over some ruckmen in the off-season, but as you can see, O'Halpin doing the rucking at the moment. Here's Carazzo, hasn't stopped trying, goes out wide. Russell drifting at his space, plays on. No, he doesn't, decides to kick. Should have played on. It's taken by Osborne, who just flicks it out to Smith. They're queuing up. Young's away. This is really going to set Carlton back. They seem to be making progress in the last couple of weeks. Very impressive against the Western Bulldogs when we saw them last. Sewell comes back to Smith. This is a couple of months worth. Tonight, Roughhead on the lead. Koutoufides just left in his wake.
What they haven't been able to do, though, tonight is just soak up the pressure that Hawthorn's applied. They've gone at them since the first bounce tonight, the Hawks.
Roughhead's going in number 5. He's never kicked 5 in a game. Certainly not at AFL level. Marvellous. Marvellous finish.
That's extraordinary. I know we've mentioned this before, but coming into this game, he kicked 8-14. He was kicking at 36%. He's kicked 5 goals. That's a wonderful smart. That's another defensive effort by Hawthorn at half-back. Every time they've looked like winning the ball at half-back, what you see is a great spread from players. They work extremely hard to run into space and create options.
Dennis telling us that Roughhead's first 5-goal feast. He kicked 4 against the Bombers. That was his previous best last year. So this is a real night out for him.
Koutoufides on him now too.
So Carlton being savaged here. Bentic's kick. Hodge having a wonderful match, and he's got a lot of Hawthorn mates having something similar. Osborne getting it from Campbell, and he's got Smith wide again. Those branches and leaves are so much, Dennis, that his teammate can't even find him this time. He was standing out there forever, but here he comes. He's kicked a couple. He goes back and finds Crow. Biggest win Hawthorn's ever had under Alistair Clarkson was 61 points in the last minor round match last year against Geelong.
Well, they're on pace to blow that away, aren't they, tonight? Campbell, we haven't talked too much about him tonight, but his work at the centre bounce, again then, he actually tapped the ball down intelligently and then followed up.
Well, you reckon he'll kick this the way they're going? Just missed. He's had a lot of shots, Crowd, and he's played very, very well. He has 56th match for Alistair Clarkson in charge, and right now they're up to 70, and we are counting.
Here's Scotland running the boundary line. Kicks up towards the wing. Ill-directed. Campbell, his confidence on the rise. Good grab. Short to Mitchell. Waited for the ball to arrive. Thought about going to Birchall. Held it back. Takes a good play to do that. Tiger Woods in his backswing. That sort of thing. Here's Smith. Runs inside the 50. Is somebody on Smith? He's hit the post.
Come back, the leader.
There is space, and then there is space. Meantime, back at the game, White's got it on the outer side. Goes down towards half forward. Will sort off. He goes via the front row. Gee, when the wheels come off sometimes, they certainly come off. Tonight they've lost the axles, the ashtrays, everything's off the damn thing.
And it started so promisingly for them, and Waite was one of those players firing early. Smith again, he's in all-Australian form as he goes from centre wing to full forward. Kutafides just got rid of the Hawthorn forward, and then Kuta wide, and it gets to Waite. It took a long time to touch it in this half, and then the second poor kick saw just a little gift to Birchall, to Osborne, who took his time and then kicks to Taylor, who takes a beauty. When it's your night.
Well, Matthew Lloyd said at the end of last week's game that in the first quarter they felt like they were playing against the Harlem Globetrotters, Essendon, on Friday night. I think if we were to whack a microphone under Favola's nose right now, they might say exactly the same thing, Carlton.
Not sure if ever be as polite as Matthew. That was a party trick, wasn't it, Dennis?
Beautifully placed kick too.
He would never have done that before, would he? Maybe a training occasionally.
So Taylor doesn't quite finish it off. So maybe the bragging rights on the rehab tomorrow won't be quite so strong. Buddy must be thinking, and Mark Williams in front of him, why aren't I out there? I'd be adding to those 35, wouldn't I, if I was Buddy?
That's remarkable. I mean, not even three-quarter time, and they've kicked 18 goals, and all the goal kickers are watching. Russell lays it off. Scotland, he's tried hard through midfield. Little chip coming to the ball is Murphy. Murphy's got it on the wing. Waite is off. Gibbs is on. There goes the kick from Murphy. Now is there hands in the back?
Hands are in the back.
I think
Took him out.
there was. So Fisher, who's kicked one, gets the free kick.
Campbell Brown is pleading his case. He said it wasn't his hands, it was his forearms that went into the back then. Official, let's just watch it again. It was his forearms, but you still can't push.
Well, that's right. He was still pushing. As Fisher comes in now, not sure what that kick is designed to do, but the mark is taken down there by Whitnell.
Right in front, Lance, right in front.
Whitnell right in front. Turns around. Man over the mark. Doesn't matter.
50. Let the goal stand.
Goal stands. Whitnell's got it. Carlton have got it.
When you go around and compare the...
So they've reversed roles, haven't they? Crowd down back now and Whitnell up forward. The opposite to the start of the match. Crowd doing some good work forward for the Hawks tonight. So Carlton getting a second goal in this third term.
Play on your touch it, Sully. Play on, drive man, push it through.
Well done. Lewis out of the centre to Bateman. Bateman's kick to the 50. Simpson, courageous mark. He, like a couple of others, has had a fair bit of it for the Blues tonight. Ackland the target. Well, he was manful too.
Kane Ackland, straight back to him.
Showed a fair bit of character there, Ackland. He was being attacked by a couple of big opponents, and he stood his ground and then kicks inside 50. Fisher had a fair ride at it, not quite. Jacobs' handball good. Crawford to Brown to Guerra. Bit too easy coming out. Bateman, who had a lot of the footy early when the pace was really on in the match. McGlynn down the line, and he's got him.
Right on the wing, McGlynn. Just over 2.5 minutes to three-quarter time off the ball. A Hawthorn player goes down.
Just keep the mark.
It was Ladson or was it Osborne? Osborne went down, but nothing changes. McGlynn comes back to Bateman. Had a lot of the football tonight as well. Bateman coming up to his 15th possession.
He must be the tempo specialist, Bateman. We've seen him do that each of the three quarters so far tonight.
He's the ringmaster. He gets the ball as the clock is running down, does he? Mr. Tempo.
Mr. Tempo.
Guy Lombardo. There's a name to conjure. Big mark taken by Fisher. Gives it across towards Simpson. Over the top, this is Whitnell. Inside the 50. Favola! Directly in front, 40 metres out. Well, it's been a mixed bag for Fev, has it not?
As soon as this is a good mark here by Fisher, very good in the air. As soon as the ball got in Whitnell's hands at that position, you knew that he was going to do the right thing and it was going to hit its target. He just doesn't get nearly enough of the ball now, Lance.
So Favola going at his third. Good angle on it. And that's good enough.
It's been a quiet night for Fev, but I think one of the real problems tonight for the Carlton forward line is the fact that they haven't had a dominant midfield. They haven't really been able to get enough free-flowing football through the central part of the ground, and they haven't been able to carry the half-back line where Hawthorn have been able to push back in numbers.
Well, some symmetry in that scoreline, isn't it? 60 to 120, 9-6 to 18-12. Fev, the only multiple goal scorer tonight. He's kicked 3 for the Blues, and at least they're kicking a couple of goals. They've kicked 3 in this term and a couple not too far apart. Hodge belts it forward, because right now that's about all they can play for, is to get something going on the scoreboard and try and outscore Hawthorn from this point on. It's a 5-goal to 3-quarter in this third term. Tony Liberatore, Dennis Pagan, Gavin Krasiska. Some experience in that box. Ackland, Boyle doing the ruck work. Rough head, did well, got a high tackle.
Over the shoulder.
Gee, won that ball well at ground level, didn't he?
Very well.
More noted for his aerial ability, but just watch the way he picked that ball up off the ground there, and Bentic just didn't drop his body low enough for the tackle.
It's almost like he's waited for Buddy to have a night off to come out, isn't it? Number 2 draft pick in the 2004.
The best game we've seen him play. Well,
he's kicked 5, which he's never done so far in a match. He hasn't looked like missing all night, and he just does. So 5-1 to Roughhead after he came in with 8 goals, 14 prior to tonight. So almost on 3-quarter time. And in front of this record crowd at Telstra Dome, it's been a blue night for Carlton. Gibbs finds Russell to Scotland, and that's it. So Hawthorn have set themselves up for something big, haven't they? 18-13 to 9-6.
Any chance Carlton had of getting back into this game evaporated in the first 5 minutes after half-time. The Hawks still have plenty of thirst for the contest, and their defensive pursuits, their tackles, their smothers, their chases have just disallowed Carlton any semblance of a side that's had some fluency.
Well, that 61-point margin, that's the biggest win Alistair Clarkson's ever had in his 55-game coaching career coming into the night. It's a big one, isn't it? Fev with 3. Crawford's been terrific. It's 121 to 60.
Football at the Dome. Campbell has generally been the master here. Locks up with Ackland. Maybe Ackland won that one. Russell goes after it. Campbell 2. Sewell's in there as well, and the umpire will bounce it yet again.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, boys.
121 plays 60. The margin at halftime 43, at quarter time 14. The Hawks have led all night. First term was encouraging for spectators. A record AFL crowd at the Dome, but it's been a bit of disappointment as a contest. I think you've got to say, Tim, even when they've played unattractive football, Hawthorn, they've been certainly well drilled. Tonight, exceptionally well drilled and playing attractive football.
And disciplined and hard too.
Absolutely. Ackland knocks it down. This is Mitchell. Get another possession, breaks away. Probing kick from behind. Roughhead, I thought, marked it. So did the umpire after due consideration.
He took his time to decide whether or not it was a mark.
Well, Crode's got it. So Crode it was that comes up with the football.
They've really fancied themselves, haven't they?
Whose mark was that?
What?
Crode comes in and kicks it behind. He's confused. We're confused. Roughhead seemed to have a bit of that from behind.
That was Roughhead's mark of the 2 players that flew for it.
Thanks, Tim. I thought I was going crazy. Here's Wiggins.
2-4 to Crow tonight. So banging away no matter how far out he is and being a little inaccurate. Yes, Roughhead was the defender, then he would have been very disappointed, wouldn't he? Saul inside, Mitchell having yet another very big game, kicks to the pocket, and Hodge, the birthday boy, and now plays on and goes. Is he in the votes at his birthday, do you think?
He's close. They've really backed their marking strength tonight, Hawthorn. They've been really prepared. Once they've broken from about the centre of the ground, we've seen them go long and direct and high on a number of occasions to their tall marking forwards. Here's Hodge just taking a grab over the top, then a Roughhead.
Well, Roughhead's been a bit stiff, hasn't he?
Clearly that was his mark before.
Right now, Toyota.
25 marks to Hawthorn to Carlton's 11 inside their attacking 50.
Ricky Olorenshaw. Sorry, Tim. Ricky.
At three-quarter time, Dennis Pagan spent a lot of time with Cooter in the huddle, actually asking him what his advice could be and any solutions he might have. But Cooter did a lot of shaking the shoulders. I don't think he had any answers either.
Well, the Hawks have got those at the moment. There's Cooter. There's a good answer to Wiggins, who was pretty good early and just sprayed it. He had a very good game last week against Port Adelaide. And he does look as if he's going to really make it. 24 years of age, has played over 80 games, young. Down the line to Smith, who's just been outstanding.
The longer it's gone, the better he's got. Well, Lewis by himself. Ladson to no one in particular. Tracking it back is Murphy. Coming hard is Roughhead. Took him high. Well, as things go, this is quite interesting. What's this again? No, he went down as low as he could. I'm not sure that's a defence, but did everything humanly possible not to hurt him. Roughhead standing wide on the mark, so Murphy takes off, and then Roughhead runs him down and gets the ball back.
He showed good pace then, didn't he? And in fact, the time before, he showed good pace just to get to the contest.
Roughhead spots a lead, and Hodge takes the mark within range. Umpire wants Bannister back to the top of the skid marks.
Look at this.
Hodge goes back to Roughhead.
Well, that's unforgivable.
In its way, this is interesting to watch. Don't see this often in the AFL.
Here's the chase down. That's what you like to see from a big forward when you've got a 10-goal lead.
He's enjoying this Roughhead. He's got 5 already. Suddenly his kicking has deserted him, and in the opposite pocket Simpson takes the mark. Gibbs is on for the short one. Thornton is running, needs to go to Thornton now, just pops it over the top. Great discipline. Mitchell peeled off his man and came quickly to Thornton.
Good spoil from the back by Guerra.
Dumped him to the ground.
So Murphy's free.
Back here. Wasn't there, it's over there. Hadn't gone that far yet.
Been busy, Murphy. He's had some bad moments tonight and a few good ones as well. Koutafidis hasn't had much of it. He's been on the bench for a lot. He's only been averaging about 70 minutes of game time so far when he's played this season. Simpson's kicked Fisher, good mark. He does read it well, Fisher, doesn't he?
He does. And the other thing about him is he's very brave in the area. He's actually prepared to go back with the flight of the ball into oncoming traffic.
So 1 goal tonight. He missed another one which fell short and Whitnall gold. He's been in good form in the last few weeks. 11 goals in 4 matches. Prior to that.
You've gone over. I've clearly marked it, and you've got a metre over. I clearly marked it, and he's got a metre over that mark.
You're just making it up now. Hope that was fun.
There you are. Well, he missed the goal, by the way, Fisher.
No, I clearly marked it on the ground. There was a mark there on the ground, and you've got a metre over it.
He's going to kick it this time. So he gets his second.
Brad Fisher, he's kicked a goal, at least 1, in every game he's played this season. He's got 2 tonight, and that is like the psychiatrist's couch, isn't it? The goal square. You can say what you like, get it off your chest, because you're not going anywhere. You're back on the goal line. And Ladson applied that principle. Carrazzo, Walker, Simpson out of there towards the wing. Houlihan goes after it. Guerra came hard. He's a feisty customer. Hates losing, does Guerra. He's got the hair to prove it. Here's Crawford. 50 metres out, down towards full forward, off hands, knocked across the line. And it's going to be a free kick, I think,
Yep.
to Hawthorn back on the 50.
Over the shoulder, not downfield. Just watch this again. Just a late lunge there by Walker. Clearly got Crawford over the shoulder.
Now Crawford will be tested by the distance, but the way things are going generally for the Hawks tonight, and him in particular, he's had a pretty good game. His dash has been a key. You wouldn't put this beyond him. Shane Crawford does the discipline thing, sets it up on the kickoff line. Ackland was very high. Hodge goes in and gets the goal. Ackland didn't quite have the carry on the punch.
Well, the ball really just feathered off his fist then. There was no ferocity at all in this punch. Just to the top of the square. He just got a round arm on it, really. There was no ferocity at all. He had no power in the punch, and it just landed beautifully in the goal square for the ever alert Hodge. He's a great player, isn't he? You can play him back, you can play him in the midfield, and he's dangerous when he goes forward.
Absolutely. Ooh. #1 draft pick, and Ackland got one in the eye. It's been a terrific first 100 games for Hodge. Celebrating that milestone tonight. Waite. He's had a very quiet second half.
Their defence has been particularly good when it has gone in there quickly. Crode, Gillam, Brown, Guerra, Birchall. Here's the knock in the head there that Ackland received. Ladson's been down there too, so they've been able to cover their direct opponents, but then work particularly hard and well for each other.
So Ackland with some blood coming out of that nose, but still on the ground. Ladson ridden into the ground. Sewell gets it from Crawford. We've had some great players tonight, have the Hawks. McGlynn took the men on and then was bucked as he kicked it and gave it up. Bannister, he's going to play in his first losing team this season. He's played in the last 2 matches only, and they've won them both, but not tonight. Thornton, Scotland, picked it up well and then flirts with the bounce. Gets it to Kuda.
It was pressure again. Look at that. That was just... Now, you could forgive a side that's up by 10 goals this late in the game for just releasing the pressure a little bit, as we see Ackland having some treatment on the sidelines. But they've just been prepared to work.
Thrown in. O'Halpin knocks it down in front. Lance Whitnell gets a free kick for a push in the back. Just forward of the wing. Sends a high one in the Favola direction. Gillam comes over the top. Mistimed his leap. Favola mistimed his mark. Looking in the rear vision mirror. Danny Jacobs hooks it around the corner. McGlynn through midfield. Thought about giving. Now eventually comes to Ladson. Here's Guerra once more. Goes down towards half forward. Coming across on the angle and doing well. Russell knocks it out of bounds. There's Ackland getting some treatment. As we told you, a record AFL crowd for a game at the Dome. Says something about Carlton, a sleeping giant in the AFL. If they start to win, their fans come out, but you wonder if they see something like this, whether they come out in the fog again.
They've been pretty good, though. They haven't had any success for a couple of years, the Blues, so they've stuck pretty fat with the club.
No,
they've got some young players that are coming through too, and there will be some ebbs and flows along the way.
The Hawks have dominated in so many areas, and the ruck is where it started, isn't it? Houlihan, Carazzo to Simpson. He's had a lot of it, Simpson. Over 20, 23 in fact. Russell's kick to Gibbs, and then Gibbs very wide and finding Murphy.
That's their future, isn't it?
2 #1 draft picks together. Pelted away. Well done.
Oh.
That was from Ellis. And back it comes to Waite, and Waite to the pocket. And Walker's got it.
Well, we've just seen their future. Gibbs, Murphy, Waite, and now Walker. I mean, they're 4 good players to begin to build, and maybe even Russell. I mean, he's still got some work to do on his game. But they're going to be the nucleus of their midfield for the next 5 or 10 years.
So Walker just to the near side all the way. Kicked a beautiful goal in the 3rd quarter. Ox talked about him tonight prior to the match, the fact that he kicked 7 goals and that he would get forward, and that's what he's doing. So the Hawks can take a breather next week and maybe start thinking about September, because they're right in the mix.
Hodge, a beautiful kick coming out. Smith goes down towards half forward. Sewell. Amazing what confidence does. Sewell now a regular member of this team. Strong mark by Lewis in front. Lewis looks down towards full forward. They've got the tall timber down there. Crode wants it in the air. Roughhead wants it short. And splitting the difference is Crawford. No aerialist. He missed the mark. Thornton comes away. Shows a lot of it to Taylor, who was very kind. O'Halpin finds it on the ground. Drives it to the outer side. Jacobs with the spring. Checking off the ball was Whitnell. That was clever. Goes back over the shoulder. Missed everybody. It was intended for Waite. In there is Ellis. Ellis did pretty well. Carazzo. Koutafides back to Carazzo. A lot of vowels, a lot of possessions as he kicks it down towards half forward. The mark is taken by Ladson.
Another pressured kick, Dennis.
Ladson, Saul, who had the job on Goods last week. Now Birchall gone, is he? No. Well done, Mitchell. Back to Saul. Quick kick by Hodge.
Been really good at constructing that get-out-of-trouble player, the player that actually just hangs 15 or 10 metres off the back of a contest.
Ladson's probing kick. Young over the top. Birchall from 52 metres. Wonderful looking kick all the way.
Right now.
Well, the good thing about games like this is you're closing in on records every couple of minutes. Not that he's happy about this one. The highest score for Hawthorn against Carlton, 157, round 6, 1978. They're on pace. Mitchell, after a push in the back, was awarded to a teammate. He emerges with the football running down to half forward. They stay off him, goes looking for a lead, and Crode takes the mark, plays on to Ladson. Not sure that was required. Yes, it was. Ladson kicks it straight through the middle.
Did you notice that Dennis didn't break stride then?
No. Oh, he's a great. He's one of the greats, Dennis.
I'm simpatico with this game.
This was beautiful ball use by Mitchell once again, and just to Crode. And you'd probably prefer that your forward, once they take a mark like that inside 50, that they go back and actually complete it. But they can't do much wrong tonight.
The Bargain School Holiday.
Damien Hardwick and Alistair Clarkson having a little chuckle.
They're enjoying that. They're trying to disguise the fact that they're enjoying what they're seeing out there. But he'd have to be happy with the way his side's performed tonight, Al Clarkson.
Oh, they've been brilliant, Tim. They've been outstanding. And the Blues blown away here.
Oh.
Saul. Oh. They're hungry, aren't they? They want more. Kick to full forward. Getting back Saddington. Probably could have got a free kick.
Oh,
now
no.
he's gone.
Oh, no.
Took possession, just fell on it. You've got to knock it out.
Well, I must think that they fell on him at first.
Mitch.
Oh. Well, he made the mistake of taking possession of the ball, but unfortunately that's what everybody's taught to do as a kid. Try and win the ball even when you're at ground level.
Oh, gee, isn't Hodge celebrating what was already a good night coming in? This will be goal number 4 and the 3rd in the final term if he can kick it. And he hasn't. He's missed. They've missed a few tonight. I mean, they've kicked 22-15. They've probably missed 5 or 6. Crode has been a bit of a culprit forward. It could have even been a greater score, but they are closing in on that all-time record against the Blues.
Don't be so modest. That last one was right down to you. Here's Crawford. Hand passes. Mitchell, 60 metres out. Well, he's got it right angles. He got it behind point. Well, square leg, actually. And Hodge has got it. A chance to make him in. So the old 7-point play as we close in on that record.
He's had 25 touches now, Sam Mitchell. That was just a wonderful kick. on his left foot.
Now, if he kicks this, it will be a career-high 4 goals. This is his 26th possession. His 100th game. He's had a night to remember. Gun barrel stroke.
Well, Barry Hall wrote an article in one of the papers, one of the Melbourne papers, in the last couple of days, just about the fact that it's hard to enjoy modern day football because it's so hard. There's so much running, there's so much pressure on you. Well, I reckon the Hawthorn players at this stage of the game are enjoying themselves. They've played a great brand of football tonight. They know they've got a week off and they're well placed to actually make an assault on the final series later in the year too.
Hey, Tim, that draft in 01 wasn't a bad one, was it?
Had some depth, didn't it?
Hodge, Ball and Judd were the top 3. And Hodge celebrated there as if he knew exactly what Dennis was talking about. A best career of 4 goals. What a night he's having on his birthday as well. As Hawthorn looks set to break the records here. Smith, who has been sensational. And going and oh. 2 goals, 3 to Smith.
He's been in career best form tonight, Joel Smith.
Here. He has, well, he's been an All-Australian twice for Hawthorn, but I'm not sure if he's played many better matches.
In trouble, Blackwell. Murphy taken front on too high. A meeting of 2 number 1s.
They've just been relentless, though, Hawthorn. That was, I thought, the other way around too high on the tackle.
Had to be. Roughhead's got it. I dare say we'll see it again.
Did the umpire pay that for holding the ball?
Watch this again.
There he goes, picks the ball up, or maybe the forearm in the face, I think.
Fending. Oh. Matters not in the scheme of things. Here's Roughhead. Ambles inside the 50. Well, his kicking since he got the 5 has become a little rough around the edges.
They're hard side, Hawthorn. That shot a couple of minutes ago of their coaching box. Up there, controlling things, Ross Smith, Damien Harwood, Todd Viney, Al Clarkson. Now, they've all got one thing in common, those 4 blokes.
Which is?
They were very hard at it when they played themselves.
I knew the answer. It was a rhetorical question. I knew that.
Walker's kick marked by Crawford. So this score, which is closing in on their biggest ever against the Blues, is actually equal to their best ever at Telstra Dome. So they're just breaking records left, right and centre. It's like an Olympic 100-metre final with the wind at their back.
I think when they get the record, Bruce, we're going to need stuff.
You've got plenty of that. Jacobs out wide. They have been very impressive. God, what a mark. God, that birthday cake's been good, hasn't it? Talk about icing on it. Hodge. Centering ball. Good ball. And it took a while to get there, but there were no Blues in sight as Campbell took the mark.
We haven't seen Hodge much as a forward, but he played a lot of his junior football as a forward. In fact, he could do everything, but they've had to use him in other positions in the time that he's been at Hawthorn, as a midfielder or as a defender. And tonight he's just gone forward with great conviction.
Technically speaking, you would have thought that was a free kick against him. Campbell has been very good, as has Taylor. Can he get the goal for the ruckman? He does. That's the record.
More news, breaking news. The greatest winning margin by Hawthorn against Carlton, 98 points, round 23, 1991. How are we looking there? Still quite a bit of time. Hodge, what a game he's played. Well, Campbell,
clearances this last quarter.
Lewis down towards half forward. Here comes Sewell. Gives it off to Young. Young goes long down towards full forward. Roughhead in best possession. Big leap down there by Crode. Roughhead trying to retrieve the situation. Crode didn't stick the landing. Didn't need the football either. Flicks it across towards Bateman. Bateman running out of space. Comes to Young under pressure. Hooks it back towards the middle. Campbell likes this spot. He has taken root About 25 metres out from goal, the big guy, and he's going at his second right here.
Hodge off the ground, Dennis, and they're giving him a great round of applause.
I knew something had happened, Bruce. What a game. What a game. Campbell comes in and kicks his second.
Well, as you go through their side, they don't have a lot of weaknesses. I mean, he's a very good ruckman, Campbell. They've got a good, solid defensive unit that's capable of stopping sides from kicking goals. They've got a wonderful midfield, and they've got some forward line power too. We've seen Roughhead tonight, Crow, that they can move forward. They've also got Boyle down there as a capable player. Franklin, who's not playing tonight. Williams not playing tonight.
Campbell with a couple. Down to you, Ricky.
I think what's really been obvious on the bench tonight is a team spirit amongst the Hawthorn players. You saw Luke Hodge come off there, a round of applause from the crowd, but they've been high-fiving, a lot of encouragement from the trainers and the officials there. I think there's a real belief in this side that they can go somewhere, and you can see it on the bench.
And right now on the bench, they've got 4 blokes that have played very, very well tonight. I guess it's the whole team played well. As Russell kicks inside 50, Koutafidis kicks a goal.
Well, that's great for Kuta. You would love to see someone who's been a great player like Koutafidis has for the Carlton Football Club to go out on top, but timing's everything in this game. Timing coming into the game, timing going out of the game.
We saw one 34-year-old having a good time last week, and we're seeing another 34-year-old tonight doing it tough, haven't we? Herb last week and Koutafidis.
Yeah, and Herb was doing that last year too. When Essendon were doing it tough last year, he was doing it tough as well.
Anthony Koutafidis. Dennis Pagan still working the phones. Wonder why. Still, that's what you got to do. Margin back to 93 points, so we're under the record again now. Exciting stuff. Lewis run down from behind.
Back to the tackler.
And Carlton making a surge. Here's White. Mitchell slow to get up back in the centre circles. Walker's got the football. He's about 55 metres out. Walker just gave it away to Sewell. And despite that last goal, Carlton very much at the moment a team with their pockets turned out. This ball to the wing, knocked down by Houlihan. Carazzo, Bentic, Walker. They'll put it back in, or try to. Well done by Young. Stifled the kick. McGlynn found it on the ground. Young heard the voice. Wonderful cooperative football. Brown comes out wide to Lewis. Lewis goes down towards the pocket, stretching. Roughhead's taken the mark right against the boundary line. Looks back towards the middle. 3 Carlton players around Osborne, who's taken the mark. Mitchell off the ground. Took a knock back in the centre square. There he is. His legs seem to get caught under the Bentic tackle.
His ankle.
So Osborne, meantime, will line up a goal from about 25 metres out. And he comes and hits the post. Have we had a hands in the back tonight? I don't think we have. We had pushing with the forearms, but no hands in the back.
Boyle, I think, early in the... I think Boyle gave away.
I knew, no, just the one. Okay.
He's writing it into a book, Tim. He's got a little book on this.
Well, I just, coaches are getting hysterical about this, and I can never remember having one in a game. I feel like a member of the Yoko Ono fan club. I mean, I'm in the minority, I understand that, but I think it's good for the game.
Does that sign up Carlton's night, that kick?
Laughing, it's just, poor thing. But Crow can miss. One thing we know for sure is he's going to kick it very high into the grandstand. We might have had a record crowd here tonight, but they're not all here right now. A lot have gone as Crow goes bang and kicks a third. Now,
that's not easy to do.
What was Dennis? We rudely interrupted Yoko Ono.
No, that was fine. No, I'd finished. I just wanted to make the point about some coaches rabbiting on about hands in the back. It just doesn't factor into most games.
It's Dennis Pagan's reaction to that Matthew Lappin kick across ground.
Ricky on the boundary.
Yeah, we looked at Sam Mitchell coming off the ground before, which what Tim thought was an ankle injury. He was pretty close. It was a shoulder injury. So Tim, stick to the footy, but he's okay. He's coming back on the ground.
Okay, we got that record margin too. Don't think there's time for any more records. Guerra out of the middle. Oh, maybe not. Ooh! Bad commentary, but gee, I was excited. Crow landed on the ground and hurt himself.
That was a free kick against you, though, was it?
No, give it to the game.
Oh, no, you're right. No hands in the back there, just a knee on the shoulder.
Could you repeat that bit of commentary?
No. Better I don't. I tell you who's listening, actually, my good friend James McKenna. He's listening on the net tonight in the USA, hoping for a close finish so people can hear his song.
You're shameless.
There goes the hand pass from Karate. I feel like Colonel Parker. Out of defence, the kick wasn't good from Scotland. Lappin comes in, picks it up, and he's away. Lappin has been put down, and it will be a relayed free kick.
Jordan!
Just wanted that exposure with a close finish. Here we go.
Take it easy. Don't hit him on the head. Don't hit him around the belly. Don't grab each other.
Oh, too much instruction.
Didn't mention the crutch.
Wiggins. When's that siren going to go? Fisher. Not because I'm not enjoying the footy, it's you, Dennis.
It's the stuff.
Crawford. We should never have let him loose, Tim. Crawford wide and out on the fall.
It's like Dennis uncut. There he is, a very happy present. The jacket will come out very soon.
Jeff Kennett, the...
That is the jacket. He just turns it inside out.
Yeah, reversible.
That's right.
Houlihan inside the 50. Gibbs back to Bentic. Wiggins has given it to Gibbs. Simpson is on his right side, left foot, good looking one, and he kicks a goal. Well, no sense of the occasion, Simpson, has he? We're sitting on a 100-point win.
Oh, on the record, 98.
He's been, well, he's been one of Carlton's better players. Had 26 touches tonight, but they just haven't been effective enough with most of their possessions again tonight, Carlton. They had 80 apiece in the second quarter.
So, Tim, the Hawks without a truckload of top quality players, I mean, are they for real? You've got to take them seriously, don't you?
You do. No, you do. You have to take them seriously now.
So much to like tonight. Taylor has to wait. Ackland came with the run. Bentic got a boot on the ball. Ackland found it, tried to go to Koutoufides. Well done by Osborne. Got it out to Lewis. Comes wider. Brown, Sewell inside the last minute of the game. Jacobs drives it inside the forward 50. Still time for that record, ladies and gentlemen. Don't put the remote down. Bateman goes short. Mitchell's got it. What's he doing? Wasn't 15.
Wasn't 15. Wasn't 15.
He wasn't up on the ball.
Because he didn't see that he had it.
It's not 50.
We don't have to call it that way because he only just... No, it wasn't 15.
There's an echo.
Mitchell still arguing his case in the dying seconds of the game. The coach would like that. Ackland knocked it down. Houlihan. So the margin 94 points as Brown takes it on the outer side. Comes across the ground as Sewell. Russell just came on through the interchange. Snuck up behind Sewell. Juggled attempt. Lewis. Open goal. Beckons. Lays it off Ladson. We got the record back. First record I've been associated with, Tim, so let me enjoy it. Right on the siren. How's that for timing? Lead me to the dais. Son of a gun.
See, they were good, weren't they?
Fantastic. And what does that do to the psyche of the Blues?
Well, they can have a rest, and I reckon Hawthorn could start thinking. If Roughhead came out tonight, I think the Hawks might have as well. They haven't won any match by 100 points or more since 1992. So it was just one of those nights. Well, Rick, you started the night with Luke Hodge. Why don't you finish it?
So I didn't hear that, Bruce. It's so loud down here at Greenland. We've got Luke Hodge with me. 100th game. What a night.
It's just great coming out and play with these boys. It's for the last 5 years been pretty disappointing for us, but I can tell you what, the next 5 years will be pretty excited if we keep playing footy like that.
And we spoke about before the game, losing Lance Franklin did make a difference. Blokes just jumped up and kicked goals.
Yeah, as we said, like last couple of years we've been focused on Mark Williams, and like, for Jared Ruffhead to stand up this week, and we've had Tim Boyle and Franco, and when Benny Dixon gets back in, it's just going to be exciting for us.
You went back yourself, mate. Career high of 4 goals.
Yeah, I've got a couple of lucky ones in close, but I'll take it.
It's your birthday today. You got a week off. Chance for a few beers tonight.
Oh, I learned my lesson a couple of years ago, so I'm going to be 1 and 2 and that's it.
Oh, have a good weekend off. Go, mate. Cheers.
He's a terrific character, isn't he? They haven't made the final since 2001. I think that's going to change. It's been a long drought for them, and a tough night for this man who's he's touched the top and been to the bottom a bit. Back to you, Ricky.
Record crowd, so you probably didn't know that, 53,500. Felt like a finals game.
Yeah, no, we were expecting a real hard contest, and, you know, I suppose we just got on top and our confidence grew and we just ran in numbers, and, yeah, it was a terrific win tonight because it was a real danger game.
Yeah, it's a great style of play you're playing too, isn't it? You run and spread and create numbers.
And we're winning too, which helps, but, no, we got... You know, Buddy Franklin was out tonight, and I suppose a lot of people would say that we've been relying heavily on him, which we have been, and he's a great player. But good thing about the side at the moment is everyone's doing their bit, and that's a sign of a good team, and hopefully it continues.
Joshua Groves, a veteran, watching this young group come aboard. You know, it's a big buzz around the club.
Yeah, I just try and keep up with them and enjoy it while I can.
Got it, Croft. Good to see plenty more from you, mate.
Well, a month ago they won like Ugly Betty, didn't they? Against St Kilda. Tonight they were like Miss World. They were just outstanding. And the prayers, well, he's celebrating. So they can win ugly and they can win pretty, the Hawks.
Old habits die hard, Bruce. Soon he'll be kissing babies.
And not a voter inside.
That's right.
So it was just one of those nights, wasn't it? If you're a Hawk fan, it doesn't get much better than this. 180 to 80.
Here's the story
about a very special guest.
Happy team at Hawthorn. We're the mighty fighting Hawks. We love our club and we fight to win. Right in the bumps with the green at Hawthorn. Come on, now you fight a striving. Teamwork is a thing that talks. 4, 3, 2, 1 for all, 8 or 4 ones away. We are at Hawthorn. We are the mighty fighting Hawks.
Well, a record AFL crowd for the Dome, over 53,000 tonight, saw Hawthorn in a canter. They won by 100 points. They led at every change, and a lot of players amongst the goals tonight. We'll talk more about them. 12 players kicking goals for the Hawks. Let's begin with one man who booted 4. His birthday today, his 100th game. Luke Hodge, your former #1 draft pick, and Dave, he was tremendous.
Just on fire, and what a way to celebrate his birthday. Had the 29 disposals, the 6 marks, the 7 clearances, the 4 tackles. He did just about everything. He was just so clean. And I guess his draft selection as #1 is just living up. He took marks above his head. He kicked the goals. He brought other players into play. He's a hard, tough body. May have given away a free kick there, but look, that is celebrating a very good win and a very good game.
If I'm not mistaken, Ruffhead came in the same draft as Franklin and was picked a couple of positions ahead of him, maybe 3. So that being the case, he made a statement tonight with Franklin out, booting 5 goals.
Well, he kicked so beautifully early on. Towards the end, he let a couple slip, only 3, but he tackled hard. He did all the hard stuff again. And we saw some really good signs just leading up, good, strong hands. Have a look at this. That is beautiful. Last quarter, you could actually put it away and say, no, I don't need a tackle, I've kicked my goals. but he did everything that was asked of him, and he really proved a point tonight that he can play forward, and if Buddy Franklin's not out there, that he can still perform.
What about the master of camouflage, Joel Smith?
Gee, wasn't he exciting? And the call throughout the game that he's in career best form. Well, he's hard work again. Have a look at some of those tackles, but when he gets the footy, you know that he's going to hit a target. He's going to punish you. He kicked a couple of goals also. He was just outstanding, and the way he sets up play, going inside, attacking 50. That kick there, unstoppable. Just put it out in front, put it into space. He made Jared Waite look second-rate in a couple of contests when he was picking him up. He was fantastic and back to his old form.
How about Fev? If he kicks 10 tonight, they still lose by 60. I was just working the math on that. That wouldn't have helped either.
No, it wouldn't have. Look, he gets frustrated, and he's got a right to be. And I know we've highlighted this because the ball didn't come inside attacking 50. And as a forward, he even went inside the middle of the ground just to get involved.
What's that?
I like that because he's wearing his heart on his sleeve.
Never moon a werewolf. It's an old saying.
I know that, but you want to get inside and you want to be a part of it. He wants to be in the moment, and he still kicked 3 goals. He only had the 7 touches. It'll be better days for Fev.
OK. It doesn't help, though, when you go off your rocker, does it?
It doesn't. But, he had to show something, didn't he? Just having a look at some of the match stats there, inside 50s. Have a look at that, 69 to 35. You're not going to win when you're only going half as often as the opposition. Marks inside 50, 37 to 13. The tall timber without Buddy Franklin. A couple of players missing. Franklin, Mitch Thorpe, who there's a lot spoken about, Muston. The skipper's not out there, Richie Vandenberg. What about Mark Williams?
Yeah, a lot of players to come back in. We said that. They're all watching tonight, most of their goal kickers, and they've kicked 27 tonight. So get them back, we're talking 50. And what about your old club? I mean, they've messed up next Friday night. They've started winning. Yeah, we had a promoter's delight.
They're away, the D's. They're on the march.
Next Friday night, Richmond and Melbourne at the MCG Friday night football. As I say, Melbourne have mucked things up a little bit by winning. We were hoping... No, we weren't, were they?
No, they're on song now. They're on song, and they're just starting to march towards September.
Make it a date next Friday. Friday night football right here.